Do, do, do. What's up, everybody? Kenny here, also known as Someone85. Welcome to Hellblade 2. We're continuing the story here. There's going to be a gap here in the playlist, and I apologize. Taking down one of the giants. We took down one last time, the female. But actually, I think we're still working on the second one. Unless we already took them down. I think we already took them down, but I honestly can't remember. I've been playing offline um, a bit, so I've been killing time. I've kind of fixed the camera a bit to zoom out. I noticed in the camera logs, I've been like right up on it. So kind of fixed it here. Now I am looking a little rough, but um, hope everything goes good. So we'll see. Okay, I'm still fighting a cough, but here we are. Um, Give me 1 minute. And what I'm gonna do is, yeah, I'm looking a little big. I've lost weight. Like I've lost like 10 pounds, give or take. But let me just do something real quick. I got to adjust a few things as always. I've been playing modded Baldur's Gate, which is amazing. Um, I've downloaded Frostmourne. I'm dual wielding Frostmourne. Um, I've also got a couple other mods going, which is great. Not like I'm kind of OP, but not really OP. Um, so there's that. I'm sorry, hold on 1 minute. I've had to update some information here on the channel. Um, Saga done. Gaming. Okay. And save. Okay, I may have to mess with the sound. Just bear with me on that. But let me also go ahead and get Twitch updated. Doo -doo. My beard is so poofy. Poof, poof, poofy. It's not Marvel vs. Capcom. Jury game. Okay, casual story. Mature content. Profanity, violent graphic depictions. Eh, yeah. They've got a trick or treat challenge going on over in Twitch. That's interesting. And speaking of which, um, let me go ahead and do this real quick because I need to make an announcement anyway. Okay, so we're fixing to play Hellblade 2, but this is just, nah, you know what, we'll do this later. Anyway, I'll probably cut it later, but um, there's a Halloween stream coming up. I'm going to be playing through Silent Hill that night, but it will be on stream, it will be on camera. I might move my PS5 here and connect it to the hard capture video or game card just because remote play is decent, but we're having some problems last time to where it just kept wanting to kind of graphic out. It became pixelated, so I don't want to do that. So um, that's what we're gonna do here near the end of the month. So there's that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this, and hopefully everything goes well. Let's see. All right. I gotta get this going. Game capture. Hopefully it'll do game capture. Why isn't it showing it on the main screen? What? What's going on? I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on a minute. Oh, there it is. Specific window is not a game. Oh, there it is. Weird. It is too a game. Okay. We get the sound going, and then we'll go ahead and get into it. And hopefully everything goes well. Let me go and get my monitor up. My voice may sound kind of rough. If it does, I apologize. Like I said, I think I mentioned in the gamer log, I've been fighting a chest cold, bronchitis, actually. And also, I just realized I've got on a dirty t-shirt, but whatever. um, Sorry about any rubbing. Like I said, my beard is unchecked, and it may or may not hit the mic. Looks like that is. Oop. I've been going down a YouTube short like rabbit hole, and it's nuts. But where am I at? There we go. Okay, now let us get into it. I might have to test the video, so bear with me. We'll see how we do. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm going to turn this up just a little bit. And then do headphones. Sounds good. I'll turn that on. Okay, let's go ahead and continue. Again, there's going to be a gap. I'll try to remember where we're at and go from there. There also might be a delay in the stream. Oh, snap. Yeah, this is where I was. I think this is the next giant. Whoa. Hold up. What's going on with the... Whoop. Fit to screen. There we go. I think actually I did this the last time. I was trying to make it a bit bigger. Yeah, that'll just have to work, but we'll go from there. We haven't any drop frames, so. Sagear.
He was lost, and you found him. You brought him here. Now he can rest. Rest now, Psyguyor.
Psyguyor.
Poor Senua. It's too much for her. All the grief, all the death, the others. And pain. It's too much. She can't do it. Not alone. But she isn't alone. Is she?
She is not alone.
Given peace. Another victim of the ravaged land now rests. A promise kept. But the lives lost in calming the storm, they cut deep.
Quick note: if I heard right, the guy playing, um, I forget his name, the male character that's in scene right now. I think he was a mentee, which is somebody that's being mentored. I think he was a mentee of the guy that did Asterion, or he was a part of the group that the Asterion voice actors started. Um, because it was mentioned that one of his, I keep wanting to say disciples, one of his students, so to speak, was in a Hellblade game, and I think he said Hellblade 2. And this is about the youngest character in the game. He didn't say if he was young or not, but it would kind of make sense that this would be him. So, also, I also learned Asteriad's voice actor has been acting for over 28 years. Blew my mind because I thought he had only been acting for like 5 to 10, but he's doing pretty good for himself.
It weakens you. Each death. Does it hurt you?
She doesn't.
Can you keep going?
She is so hurt, so broken. She needs to see.
The biggest fight is ahead.
Always.
The giant of Borgavarki is strong.
We are
But I believe in you.
together.
I want the bloodshed to end. Are you ready?
He will stop the sacrifices. And she will fulfill her promise. She is ready. We are ready.
We are ready. What's really cool about this game is the transitions because you've got like this time lapse where the narrators are talking as it's flying over the land and you're going to the next area. But it's like 2 or 3 days later because they're traveling from one spot to another, from each giant to each. So let me do something real quick. I'll be right back. I'm just going to double check something. Sorry for all the rubbing on the headset. I thought I had the stream on pause, but I did not. So you just sat there watching me monitor the stream. But here we are. I can actually turn this up a little bit and turn mine up a little bit more. Okay. And all right, let's give that a shot. Speak of the transition. Here we are.
She feels them on her skin. Their voices calling, and the ones who live their voices too. Their pain and guilt infect her, but she can't let them lead. She has to see the path herself, clean and clear, and find the strength to follow it. Even as dead hands pull her back. She has to find the light within and hang it in the sky to guide the others.
That's pretty damn deep. But then again, it's Hellblade. Yeah, the transitions are really cool. They're a nice touch. I don't entirely agree with how they're doing the graphics engine, but because it seems too complicated. Like the different settings you have to adjust to even get a decent picture, but
What is it like, Borgaviki?
whoa, 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 whoa.
It is cheerless in winter. But the people are fed and housed and safe.
Safe. She knows why they're safe. Safe because of that.
What were you going to do when you reached it? before you knew about the giants. Kill my father?
I came here to stop him taking my people as slaves. I think I could have killed him
He's got a trophy.
to make it all stop. But I didn't know everything then.
What good would it do?
I wonder now. Would killing him have changed it? The darkness runs deeper. The Björk fear the giants, and you'll do anything to be safe from them.
They would keep murdering us.
If I had killed your father, would someone else have taken his place and kept the blood
Yes,
flowing?
they all believe a lot.
We couldn't see any way to be
We needed
different.
to show him, show all of them. Show them how to fight the giants.
But now,
It's different. It's different. No, she can't trust him. Don't trust him.
So she obviously needs to be a way to show him that they don't have to sacrifice. Which is what she's doing. She's digging deeper into each giant to see why they're suffering. And that's where she's kind of coming into play. Ooh, that's a big piece of land.
Wait, is this Jarnvidir?
what?
They're scared.
We shouldn't go through here.
No.
Why not? What is this place?
Why?
Those who enter here don't always come back.
What does he mean?
We could go around it. We would need to backtrack. And it would add a day or two to the journey.
More than a day or two if we're dead.
This is the path we need to take.
She's not listening to
I'll
us.
lead you through.
All right,
She's so sure. How can you be so sure?
let's go.
He is with you. The others will not follow.
After you.
The way.
You first.
She doesn't know what she's leading them into. You don't know what you're doing.
Sinnoh is the meat shield.
What do you know about this place?
This place is nothing special.
There's something malevolent in here.
Something evil.
Something
What
you
is it?
can't fight.
Something he can't fight.
Spirits of the hidden folk nobody knows.
The hidden folk will help us.
Those
It
that
is
make it out,
It could be something worse.
they come back changed.
It's definitely not the hidden folk.
What does that mean?
Changed how?
Fearful. Scattered. Like they left something behind.
They left their souls behind. Don't lose your soul, Senua.
Whoa.
It's darker. Trees rising everywhere. Do you know what you're doing? She never knows. You don't know. You don't know what's in here. I can feel their fear. You've been here before. Night forest. A haunted place. You know what to do.
Yeah, we're gonna have some puzzles, that's for sure.
There is no way through.
We have to go back.
Nope.
Wait.
You can find a path where they cannot look for it. Look.
I can feel something watching.
Watching. Where? I don't like the sound of this. You can't feel it. Why?
I feel it too.
Here.
Weapon to hand.
Weapons will not help you here.
Your sword is no good.
Keep steady. Try not to jump at shadows.
What do you know of shadows?
Nah,
We know.
it's a fair point. Okay, sorry about that. I've been going in these coughing fits and they're killing me. I'm exhausted, to be honest. I had a day plan today with Lady Psylocke, but I ended up having to cancel. She's not feeling well either, so I guess it worked out in that regard. Yeah, sorry about the microbes.
You found a way through. Yes. Will they follow?
Do you hear that?
What?
Something is following
What does
us.
she hear?
Just alongside. Listen.
I think I can hear it.
I don't like it. This place is not quiet. Not calm. Noises everywhere.
I hear it again.
She is terrified.
Shh. Listen.
Hmm.
Why can't I see it? Wait, there. Above us. What is that?
Do you see it, Senua?
I think it's a river you hear.
Let's keep going. Astrida is scared.
Why isn't Senua?
Probably because Senua's been through more shit than Astria. Like, big time. It may all be internal, but
This place is shifting.
We're going in circles.
Changing.
It's so confusing.
What to do?
How? This way's blocked. We'll have to find another.
hmm.
Vargrimmar?
What?
Where are you?
They trusted you.
You brought them here, and now you let them get taken?
How could you?
It's your fault. Alciter,
She didn't want to come here with you.
you made her.
Now you have to find her.
I can't find you. She's gone.
Gone forever.
She's dead because of you.
Dead.
Did they turn back, or he's
Augusta!
gone too?
They're all gone.
Where are you?
You brought them here.
You brought them here.
There we go.
Now they are lost,
You brought them here to die. Don't listen to him. They followed you.
doomed to die alone in darkness,
Stay strong.
or crawl out, cowering, witless shadows.
Here's the shadow.
You'll bring death with you, Senua.
Senua.
You brought them here to die.
Yeah. Kind of going off vibe here,
They trusted you.
ish.
You led them to their death.
How could you? You can't find them.
If she can,
She might find them.
keep looking. You might save them.
They're all dead.
Alciter!
Aha.
What is that?
A figure.
Someone there.
Okay.
Astrida is alive.
She's safe.
You have to help her.
You called her.
Alciter!
She can't see you.
Why can't she see you?
Senua? Is that you?
She's terrified.
Yeah.
Lost.
I thought I'd lost you.
Lost in the
I'm
darkness.
here. Where are the others?
I don't know. I turned around and you were all gone.
She's
What is happening? There are voices at the edge of hearing and movement.
Whoa, there was something
Figures in the shadows.
You know what that's like.
there, or
I think I see them in the trees, but when I look again, there's nothing there.
You can help her.
Her fear. It makes her see what isn't there. All of this will hurt you. Don't let it rule your mind.
That's it.
I can fight things I can see.
Yes.
Things that bleed when struck with a spear. I'm lost here.
She has changed.
I know how you feel.
We know.
Believe me.
We understand.
But we have to keep going. We understand.
Stay strong, Astrid.
I will get you through this.
She can help her. You can help her. Yes.
You can get her out of here.
Follow her.
I mean, if I can, there's a huge gap here.
People say this place burrows into your mind and finds your fears, then torments you with them. I only half believed.
She knows what it's like.
You know what that's like.
Yeah, true.
This place is preying
The
on
path takes me back into the woods.
Fears.
I don't want to be alone here.
her. Help her. Follow the river upstream. I'll find my way across to you, I promise.
You have to.
Can you make promises, Senua?
You can't keep.
Can you keep your promise?
What if you never see her again?
I mean,
If you never see her again.
honestly, that's an easy gap to jump. Like right there. Hell, even with my weight, I could clear that. But story is story. I actually used to love jumping gaps. Like, I used to involve a lot of jumping, like jumping over pool chairs, lining up 7 or 8 of them at the pool, taking off and just woof, missiling over them. So I know I could clear that because those things are about a foot and a half apiece. It's pretty good at long jump too. Nah, a foot and a half. There no way. They got to be at least 3 or 4 feet. Oop. I'm so sorry. My throat's killing me. I really wanted to stream this weekend though. I can't wait till Halloween stream. Is that Fargrimir?
Fargrim. Is it? Who is it? So dark now. Misty. Misty. Fog everywhere.
That is Fargrimir.
Fargrim.
Senua? Senua, is that you?
Lost. He is different. Changed.
There's a fog around me,
Yes.
before my eyes,
He can't see.
inside my head.
He has lost himself. Lost himself to the darkness. He can't stay here. Slipping away.
I try to have faith,
You need more than faith.
to keep them from falling apart. There's something dark in this place.
He sees it.
Through it, rotten and tainted.
His own darkness. Help him. Help him.
You are Fargrim.
This is weird.
Wondrous mask.
Yes, tell him.
Can find his way anywhere. Can see the light in
I think I commented on this before in a previous part. But Senua's been through her own hell, right? In the first one, she saved herself. Now, it's kind of like in religious terms, she's going out and ministering. She's like a motivational speaker, pulling everybody out of their own personal hell, like literally. Um, and it's really amazing to see that progression. Now, I don't know what we're in for near the end. If we're gonna have to go back inside Senua, giggity, but it's just really amazing to watch, like the depth of the story. Granted, the depth in the first story felt a little more original and better played out than the second one, but it's still really good.
anything.
He saw the light in you. He saw it.
And it grows dark now. And I cannot see the way.
Help him. He helped you.
I'm lost here.
You were lost and he helped you.
Follow the sound of the river. I will find you.
He is fading.
You have to get him out of here.
He is not strong enough. He doesn't have long. He always knows what to do.
And now he's lost.
Lost forever.
Doubting.
Blinded.
In this place.
She did this to him.
This place did this to him.
Okay.
Don't run away.
You want to keep them safe.
Don't listen to him.
See how they mill around.
See how they mill around Senua,
Lambs. So afraid.
blind, alone.
You'd
not
do
bad.
anything to keep them safe, wouldn't you?
This is your darkness speaking.
This is the darkness, Senua. It's kind of creepy. Doesn't exactly match up, but what's with that hairdo, Senua?
But you can't save everyone, Senua.
Maybe she can.
Sometimes there are choices to be made.
It's true.
Which one are you going to save?
What will you choose?
It's very true, man. It's always, you can't save everybody as much as you want to.
Senua. You chose her. Gods, I thought I'd lost you again.
We'll stay together
At
now.
least she is a fighter.
She can fight alongside you.
We need to find Fargrim. He can't be far. Come on.
To wander alone in his own darkness.
Wait a minute. Wait. That was another. Oh. Okay, maybe not. What do they mean chose her? I didn't know there was a decision to be made here. Unless I misheard something or didn't hear something.
Find the others and find your path again, Senua.
Who's there?
There he is.
It's me.
Come on.
Senua?
He's safe.
I hope you had escaped. I thought I'd be lost you forever.
He hoped
That
for
wouldn't
her.
matter. If you'd had
He
made it onto
sacrificed himself
Orkaviki.
for her. She hasn't earned that.
We'll make it out of here. Come with me. Stay close.
So lost. Help her.
Do I want to go this way?
But what about Astrida?
Without you, she will be facing her demons on her own.
Demons she cannot fight.
So are they talking to Astrida? They're obviously talking to Senua because the voice is in her head, but I'm not sure where those last few comments were pointed towards.
Where's Thorgester?
I thought I saw him. He was following me, sword drawn.
That wasn't him.
Thorgester, where is he?
Thorgester!
He's
Uh-oh.
changed, different now. His eyes are red.
Has he been crying?
Something has happened here. What's happened?
What happened to you?
Dude.
Something terrible.
I think I saw
What did he see?
Something changed him.
something I had to do.
What was it?
What did he have
Oh,
to do?
crap.
I didn't want to do it. He forced my hand.
Who?
Something terrible.
Who?
His father.
A vision.
His father wouldn't stop the sacrifices.
It's nothing. Just tricks.
Just a guess.
Nothing is ever nothing.
That's been Thorgester's journey throughout all this, though. Like, he was, when he captured Senua, he was of the mind that only sacrifices will stop the gods, right? But since Senua reversed it and, like, took control of him, essentially, tied him up, made him her prisoner, obviously throughout that journey, they become a bit closer. I don't know if there's like a love interest thing there. I highly doubt it. But he's gone from, like, this sacrificial fanatic to they're now walking. Whenever he gets back to his homeland, he's going to talk to his father about stopping the sacrifices. Just a guess, but what he just saw was him talking to his father and his father not doing what he was advising, and so things got escalated and he had to kill his father in order to save more human life. That's just a guess, but we'll see how it pans out.
Let's leave this place.
Get out now.
His past haunts him.
Get them out of here.
Yes, get them out of here.
Okay. Wait, we going that? Yeah.
Up here.
She lost them. Drowned them in their fears. Let the forest lay them bare and scour their minds. She knows that deep excoriation. The fear you will not see the end of. And yet, they made it through. She found them. They are safe. Safe to keep on walking, fight her corner, share the weight. But who's changed and who is not? Do they look at her in doubt? They follow still. No blame, no striking out in hate. But their minds are shuttered tight and closed off to her eyes. What did Thorgester see, so dark he cannot speak? And Astrida, her primal pain. Feel like that will shake you. The wanderer, always so sure, has a certainty been lost. There's no time now to question or look back. The choice is made.
Whoa. This mic keeps moving out like on its own. I'm just trying to keep it adjusted.
We're not far now. We can see it from here.
There. Borgerverki.
Is that a tornado or just smoke? No, that would be a twister.
All the signs she followed had led her here, finally so close to the heart of darkness. The root of the fetid flower whose stench she tracked across the sea. A fortress she must break, not with sword and spear, but open eyes and strength of will.
Oof.
Bodies. Are they still? Yes. They're still alive. You can feel it. How could they? Suffering.
Sorry.
Look. They are for the giant sacrifices. Monsters. Monsters. How can they?
What is that?
Make it stop, Senua.
That is
You have to.
where we sacrifice the offerings.
Monster.
People. Þorgestur.
Yes. People.
It's where you sacrifice people.
People.
It's where you tie them up and watch them die.
Slowly release them.
We have to rescue them.
We'll go inside. I'll tell my father, and he will cut them down.
Light is fading fast.
Just leave them.
They're suffering.
You can't. You can't.
I'll stay there. Fagrima, can you please cut them down?
So much
Who's
suffering.
going in?
Bjark know you. And Ástríður. And I don't like you. I don't want to start anything before I've spoken to my father.
You don't know yet, Senua.
Okay. Just me and Thorgesta then.
Tell him. They will help them.
Rescue the people and keep them safe.
We will.
Yes.
We'll come back.
But wait until we are inside.
Are you really going to just walk in? They will kill her for sure. She has to. Thorgesta
Not like we have a
will tell her.
choice.
You trust him? Look what his father does. Look what her father did. They are not their fathers. She is different. We are different. He is different too.
She's come so far. Crossed an ocean, left one world and found another. All the blood, all the fire, everything she's seen carried on a hidden tide. This is the end, the point where light vanishes. And yet it is a pale and quiet place. Hush. Can this be the place she fought so hard to find?
Something is wrong with him. Something's not right. He is frightened.
You're worried.
I wasn't supposed to come back
He
empty-handed.
would have dragged you here in chains somewhere.
But all's well. He'll forget about that when he hears what we have to tell him.
But has he changed?
No,
Anything he's saying?
he won't. I mean, the father's.
Wants to change. Does he?
They've spotted us. Will they want to chain me up again?
I won't let that happen.
Really?
The Arg will turn him in. And then what will you do?
It's me! Thorgestur!
Who is he with? Them or you?
Trust me. However it might seem,
There's no turning back now.
I'm with you.
It's what he wants to believe. It isn't the truth. Gates are opening, Senua.
Thorgestur!
Is he strong enough?
Gods,
Are you strong enough?
I thought you were dead.
Me. Dead. I would see you dead first, Halfdan.
He plays their game.
Halfdan.
He talks their talk.
It is good to see you, my friend.
She's with me.
The others.
You are safe with him. He is welcomed here.
We're returning from here.
Stay close.
3 days of clear skies.
Maybe you trust him. Do you trust the others?
Approaching our new
Devastation everywhere. Who knows if they will listen to him?
spy.
All she has lost.
Swear it
and all she has to lose.
Storm I have ever seen.
They hear. All the names she carries on her heart. She remembers.
South wind so strong.
This is the last sign.
His father's influence is strong.
Your father's influence was strong.
True.
He is not his father.
You are not your father.
You know what it's like to have a father like his. You can show him the way. There is nothing you can do.
Even if he wants to have changed, is it possible?
You can help him.
But can he help himself?
You have to stay with the plan now. There's nothing you can do.
There is no turning back now.
But are you really ready to meet this kind of evil? This kind of monster?
Your purpose. Are you ready, Senua?
No.
She has to be.
They have not returned. The others are lost.
Who is this you have brought? She does not look like a slave.
She wants to join us. I bring news often. News that could change.
The last sign. Circled round in red, a bloody barrier against the night, a wall to shield you from the savagery. But the true darkness is inside, not out. It always is.
His father.
The one who clouds her mind is here, just as she knew he would be. Some things don't change. There's always one who will seize the reins, see a field of pain and reap it. Ripe blood and bitter tears. Her father. His father.
I wonder who's playing the father. It's funny, they slow everything down and getting there to build it up.
Sitting there on his throne.
Worshipping himself.
Torgester, my boy! You've returned.
The goatee. It makes my skin crawl.
This isn't going to work.
What the hell?
When we did not hear from you, I fear the worst.
He does not care for his
How was your raid? Where are the slaves you brought?
dead. All the lost
We
ones
had a
dead.
storm coming into land. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize.
But father, we found something more important.
Let's see if this man can listen.
I doubt it.
Something important, you say? A souvenir from your travels.
Calls us a
Father, listen. The giants, they can be killed.
I can kill them. We can kill them.
This woman Senua, she knows how.
He won't believe you.
Give him a chance.
Look in his eyes. Show him who you are.
A souvenir that kills giants.
He doubts.
Why?
The giants cannot be killed. No more than gods
Tell
can.
him.
I've seen it with my own eyes.
For the record, gods can be killed. If their believers don't believe in them anymore, then they're not gods anymore. They're just figures of history that a civilization once worshipped. But then again, some people tend to lose faith when gods die. So, give and take.
See two giants turned to stone.
He doesn't believe.
I can kill them.
And I could kill you. We could kill you.
This is nonsense, Thorgester. And dangerously close to Gothgau.
You should kill him.
You cannot defy the giants. I alone know how to keep them at bay. Do not turn your back on me.
You must. He must.
He has
You
caused so
are a
much
simpleton.
He needs the giants to give him power. He uses the giants to control people. Make Thorgester understand.
He needs to understand.
There will be no swaying him. I have known men like him.
Listen to her.
Theirs must be the only voice.
This is his chance to change.
I will convince him.
No, he is weak.
He wants to fight. He just needs to believe it is possible.
He loves his father.
Thorgester.
She is a liar.
You should never have trusted him.
You an idiot.
Senua,
This
This is some
I
trick
wouldn't
to
do that.
overthrow us and destroy all we have built.
Stay calm.
You will watch beside me tonight as the giant takes his tribute.
Get out.
See how indomitable, how terrifying it is.
There will be no tribute.
See how there is no chance in hell you could defeat it.
Stop. We have defeated them.
And see how I turn it aside. How I control it through my sacrifice.
She has nothing now.
How it leaves us in peace.
Peace for who? He will kill her, destroy her.
See how I have saved my people.
Should never have come.
It's such a flawed logic because you're continually giving up and using other people to keep your quote unquote God at bay, right? Or, in some religions, the more you bring people in to your group, to your belief structure, the more you're rewarded, right? Old school Christianity, for example, bring more people into your house, into your church, and you'll be more rewarded in heaven. It's a facet of the belief structure. It's not all of it, but it's a facet, and it's just an example of how you either sacrifice people to please your gods, or you bring people in, um, and bring them into your, they call it house or congregation, to further extend your belief structure. Um, and look, I'm not a sociologist. There's stuff I've noticed and stuff I saw in my childhood that you kind of pick up on when you're going through it. So anyway, there's a bunch of different ways to please gods, and this guy is obviously taking the bloody route.
There are no people waiting down there. What will happen
It's
when he
nearly
finds out?
time. Follow me.
Thorgester, stop him. Stop. Why doesn't he do something?
He is weak. You should never
He said he was with us.
The sacrifices are gone! Free! There's no one there. Now! The giant. It's come.
Eh.
Take her down to the gate.
Oh, come on, man. There's got enough going on inside her head. Tyrant.
Light fades, Senua.
make you strong.
You will die here,
Rage so much.
and nothing will have changed.
Afraid of yourself. Don't fight. Do it for them. Find the moment.
Knock the shit out of him. There you go. Alright. Let's go, motherfucker. Alright. Boom. 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 Damn. Come on. Ooh, that hurt.
The giant is coming.
I know. The slaves. You're safe.
What happened?
The Cody wouldn't
He
listen.
told you he wouldn't.
He knows we freed the sacrifices.
Like your father.
He wants to offer me instead.
Thorgestur.
He was weak.
I don't know.
He didn't try to stop them.
I knew we couldn't trust him.
Yes, she is
Where's
right.
the Gordy? We kill him. Now.
Let's
Wait.
end this.
End this.
Senua, we need to kill the giant right here, right now, in front of the Björk. Show them the truth, just like you showed Thorgestur.
They'll never learn. All they understand is death. We need to end this so we can be
She
free.
is right.
Again.
Kill the Gordy.
What are you going to do, Senua? What?
Senua?
She doesn't know.
Fagram. I don't know.
She can't.
Yes, she did. Come on.
Thorgester.
Come on.
He needs you.
Maybe it's a trick.
A trap.
To lure you in.
And then kill us.
Kill
Be careful. This is some kind of trick.
She is not listening again. She trusts.
What are you going to do?
We told him already.
I don't know its name. I don't understand.
We cannot fight him yet.
I can't fight it yet. I need time.
Need his name. What his name?
Whoa. Yo.
Forgester.
You can see what he could become.
What others don't.
She sees the warrior fighting inside. You have to stop this, Senna. The giant. It was a trap. Get ready to fight. Remember what
Alright.
don't show weakness.
Nope.
They captured Astrida and Fargrimmer. We will save them. We will protect everyone. Prepare yourself. Let go. Taste your fate. You are fast. You can win.
Mm. Oh.
They killed innocent people.
Mm. I'm gonna save the limit break. Or the time freeze. I'm used to limit break. This was it. 2 throat slits, 2 heart bursts. It's funny because at this point I'm whooping all their asses, and the villagers are forcing the guards to fight, so the guards have now become the sacrifices. It's like, I'm not stuck in here with you, you're stuck in here with me situation. It's pretty funny. Oh, ow. Fuck it. Ooh.
Now you will be food for the giants, and your blood will give us another day of peace and safety. You hear that, woman? Hear him coming? The most glorious of them all. The tyrant. The king. We have an understanding here now. Unspoken connection. I give him blood, and he gives me power.
Fight. Do it for him. Get free of him and kill. Do hate him.
Everything he is.
No!
Forgester.
You question me? You have lived through this with me, seen all I have seen, and you question me?
Oh.
What to do in this new world? The only one. Do you hear me? This ends now. You fall into life like the others, or you will die.
Bro.
You are the one we chose.
You who have died from this, lived through this, do you see yet?
What the hell?
When the darkness came to this land, when the fire spilled from the mountain and the ash blotted out the sun, it wasn't the end.
Hmm.
People starved and suffered. Homes were destroyed and leaders fell. The ties of friendship loosened, and each one fought for their own.
So a breakdown of their society, their village, their community. We're seeing that a lot nowadays, especially here in America.
But in this sea of chaos, one rock stood firm. He said, I know what to do.
Okay, this is hitting home, and what I just mentioned about America. Um, there is true. We're seeing division, especially obviously through politics, especially in an election year. And there are leaders that are coming up saying, "Follow us. We know what to do. We will do all this and that." And on one side, there's unity, quote unquote, but that unity is only against the other party. And on the other side of the party, they're demonizing everything else that's not with them and rallying people that think alike. So you've got one side that doesn't really have a choice to vote, and they're calling it unity and bringing joy back to America, which is admirable. And then the other is kind of toxifying things that shouldn't be toxified. It should be Americans uniting together. And I'll use the term uniting because just a general term and no relation to the other side. But this is where we've come, and you see it in other countries as well. I mean, side versus side. They're with them, they're not with us, so on and so forth. And you have leaders that rise up, and essentially this is what you're seeing here. And his people are having to pay for his own arrogance because I'm just guessing this guy's giant tyrant is being created by his own bloodlust for power, or at least what he thinks he's doing for his people.
Follow me, and I will save you. He meant it. Wanted to keep them safe. His people.
Yeah, figured. It's it's the noblest of ideas that can turn into the greatest atrocities.
Then he saw that fear made the people turn to him.
Yeah.
They trusted him, obeyed him, raised him above the others. Their fear made him strong.
And see, this is another thing, man. This is what's scary about society. And I'm sorry to keep getting on a bit of a soapbox here, but when you fearmonger, when you spread fear, when you demonize other people, and again, it's going back to it. If they're not with us, you shouldn't believe them. You should follow me. I know what's right. Even if I'm ordained by a god, or even if I'm the greatest and the bravest, the smartest individual ever, people, when they are scared, man, they will follow fools. They will follow demons. They will follow things that give them strength. Even if it's a false strength, they find hope in that. And that's dangerous because people, man, people can fall for the craziest shit when they're full of fear. especially when they don't feel that they have a choice, you know? That a system that they're a part of. And again, at the core of that system, there's them and then there's us.
And as the land healed and the people healed, their fear ebbed, and he saw them start to turn away, to think for themselves,
Yep.
to choose their own path. And he felt his own strength ebb in turn.
Yeah. So you keep feeding the fear. Keep your following close to you.
He wanted to hold on to that strength, to hold his place in their hearts, their wills.
This is where Noble Idea turns very selfish and arrogant and toxic to the person doing it and to the people following. And again, I apologize, but this shit hits home.
So he made
It's stuff I'm constantly mentally analyzing.
brought them forth from the shaking earth, the roaring sea, the blinding snow.
Oh shit.
To being. And the people who trusted him and obeyed him, they saw them too, and saw they had more to fear.
Mm.
And he knew he held the key. Make them fear. And you can make them do anything. Make them hate.
Hmm.
Make them punish the weak.
Golly.
Make them turn against one another, each on each.
There's Thorgester.
Your tribute. My boy. Why did you have to turn your back on me?
Son of a bitch. Dude. Unless this is all mental.
Hold him, Senua. He chose you, Senua.
There's definitely a bit of a love interest going on.
So brave.
I am going to kill him.
We will kill him.
There's always someone ready to take his place. You told me that yourself. Might have been me if I had never met you. You have to show them a different way. You have to redeem them.
How do I stop this?
You came to stop the sacrifices. Kill the giant.
The tyrant.
My father's name
One name.
is only fear.
Hey, Terry. Doing good. How are you? Alafir.
Endless.
That's a good name.
Endless.
Let's kick some ass. All right, come on, biggin. You killed your son. Nope. 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 Get this timing down.
Tyrants are all the same. Weak.
Oh, this is going to be satisfying. Uh. Come on.
Set them free.
There it is.
You came here. They are right to fear a world such as this. I keep them safe from it.
Damn. Biggie just doesn't want to go down, man.
You can see the truth. Focus.
I'm starting to see power now.
Damn. Man.
You keep them trapped with fear. I know you.
You know what to do. Focus.
This dude isn't dying.
Look at her brother. The lying inkling who tries to bring us down.
Hmm. Man, this is brutal.
Focus.
Yeah.
I will shine a light on your lies, and they will see the truth. There are no giants, it's just you, Alethea.
Damn.
Slave to kill. Your lives are worthless.
Something is changing.
is weakening.
His people are turning against him.
They are all turning against him now.
Confused,
Lost.
scared. They look to you.
Look at you, Senua.
You can show them the truth.
Senua, show them what he really is. The world
Mm.
he created.
The world you destroyed.
Dude, this shit's hitting me. Like, deep.
Show them his lies. He is just like your father. Just like your father.
You are dumb.
Nothing like him.
I will stop this. They're tired.
You are strong. Look at him. Just an old man.
Man,
All his strength comes from his people.
he has nothing now. He is now that they have left him, he is all alone.
Like all tyrants.
Get
Alone. And empty.
There is nothing.
Nothing inside.
Come on.
Show them he is just a man.
Just a man.
Show them he is weak. You know what to do.
Do you really
Do
want
it.
the
Do
truth?
it.
Each person who follows you, you bear their weight on your back. Soon you will do anything to protect them, no matter what pain.
She can be mean.
And then you will find their belief makes
Uh.
you strong. And you will want to hold on to that strength no matter what. You will become
Oh shit. Easy, easy. He's humbled. He's humbled.
Do you see how they cling to you, pleading? Do you see how their hands drag you down? You are everything.
If she killed him,
What would you do to keep them from harm?
she'd be no different than the king.
What would
But
you do for the truth?
he's been down to his fucking back, been brought down, man. Blood drawn. He's not a god.
I choose how to end this.
Is this going to be a choice? This better not be a choice.
She could.
Oh, okay.
She chose a different path.
She's not like him.
We are not a monster.
You chose a different path.
All the questions answered. Truth burning bright to scour away the darkness. Shadows of horror and hate writ large on the sky. Phantoms made from fear. Darkness outside makes darkness inside. She sees it. But the darkness is inside her too. Because she loves, even after everything. She loves. And if she loves, what will she do to save that love, to keep that promise? All the lost ones, when they find her, what will she do to protect them? All those names, all those lives. What will she do to hold them? Wisdom has a price. She is her mother's child. But she is also her father's.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth?
I see it now. The darkness is inside me. But not the way I thought. Yes, feel it.
Yes, you can see it, can't you?
It is his darkness. Not hers.
Your darkness.
carves a path for me.
In your blood, in your bones,
But I can't see where it leads.
haunting you forever.
No mercy. Sorry I'm late on that comment.
Part of me wants to let go of the fear. Let go of my shadows. And be free.
Holy shit.
No more pain. No more doubt. Honored. Loved. Feared. Always true. Always right. Because they tell me so. Keeping them safe. Keeping their belief alive. No matter the cost.
Jesus. Dude, that is sick. Sorry for any whistling.
I choose my way.
What will we become?
We are not our fathers.
Yes, preach.
There is always a choice.
Fucking preach.
You taught me that.
We will choose.
Together.
You decide.
All her life she has been alone. She chose it. A shield to keep her heart from harm. A hymn to still the other voices, the ones outside. Not anymore. The ones she saved, the names she found, they lift her up. Their hands reach out to hers.
Dude.
And now, she reaches back to them. Her story is not written. There is always a choice.
Man, that's some shit. Straight to the heart. Straight to the friggin' heart. Wow. Okay, so the ending a little odd, but I'm not sure how to rate this. The writing is phenomenal. The in-depth analysis of what people go through with their dark and light side, and it's hard to balance those, yin and yang kind of thing. The internal struggle, the external struggles, the external factors that influence, and it's basically stating that it's all up to the individual where they want to go, how they want to impact people. Um, Amazing pillars in the story. The action was good. I mean, that it was. It's hard to say if they added to the original combat from the first. It all felt the same. But by the way, there's no music because I've got streamer mode on. Um, it is just great. Melina Jurgens as Senua was fantastic. Chris O'Reilly, Thorgester. Yeah, so I mentioned earlier that the voice actor for Asterion from Baldur's Gate 3, he started a production group and a mentoring group. And Chris O'Reilly was actually a member of that group. And it was mentioned in an interview that he was a part of that. So that's really cool to see his name. Um, but man, I mean, just again, just the in depth and the way the game plays and the story and the music, especially. And I'm sorry y'all aren't able to hear the really good music because of copyright. But golly, and as always, we're going to sit to the credits. Um, Ninja Babies. Wait, there's some music, I think. No, there's not. I thought I heard some. But I hope y'all enjoyed me watching. Hope y'all enjoyed watching me play it. Enjoyed me. Um, this is the end of this. Obviously, I mean I've been wanting to wrap this up for a while. There's been a lot going on, but I finally have some weight lifted because my father is in remission from cancer, which is amazing. We got news of that last week, so I'm having some weight lifting. Um, Things are kind of moving forward in life, and I'm getting my folks settled here in Texas. Lady Psylocke and I are doing good. I had a mood swing earlier today, which kind of really kind of ruined the day a bit. But I'm um, moving forward with the day, with the weekend, and I'm glad we were able to wrap this up. Um, in a related note, the very first platinum I need to get on PlayStation, I'm only one item away from being able to do so with the first Hellblade, and I need to do that. So, okay, where are we at? New narrators unlocked. What? New narrator. Hang on, I gotta see this. What is? Hold on, what is this? Okay, let's check this out real quick.
Senua finds a unique courage to keep pushing forwards on her quest, no matter what. She sees the world differently to those around her and faces challenges others would avoid. When driven so strongly by one powerful purpose, she will do anything to rid the world of the darkness. This is her life's mission, and she will not stop until she fulfills her quest.
This may be kind of low,
My
y'all. I
name is A.K.A,
apologize.
and I have lived with psychosis for most of my life. To me, psychosis means living in a different reality. Reality that isn't shared with other people. Often living with psychosis is dark and miserable. While experiencing psychosis, I've got to hear the voice of God, the opposite, seen and spoken with angels, and been to hell itself. Recovery college and peer support really did turn my life around. I thought I would never get better, and yet here I am.
Okay. Sorry, hold on. Let me do something before we get into this because I wanna put this up on the channel. So go ahead and go forward ahead a bit.
Experiences in Hellblade are very similar to some of my own experiences. She lives in a reality that other people might find hard to understand. She sees significance in symbols, in meeting people, in all sorts of things that are going on around her. Senua is experiencing an altered state of reality, which would be very hard to understand without having experienced it yourself or playing Hellblade.
Lost soul who fought through hell to find us.
You were lost. Not anymore.
Are you ready for what you will find here?
It's difficult saying that it's an illness,
Yeah.
that it's not real. Of course, to me, it is. And of course, to Senua, it is. And that's what's driving her to do these amazing feats of courage, to overcome pain and exhaustion, to do what she knows she must.
I don't personally suffer from psychosis, but ADHD, inattentive, and bipolar. Man, there's some struggles. I've done plenty of videos here on the channel. I'm not going to get into it now, but this it's why these games hit home so much. Is because mental challenges and struggles and the shit hits hard. I mean, psychosis is another level. Just like he's talking about, it's just like cinema. I mean, you're seeing this shit everywhere, talking to gods, people, this and that, and it's getting to the core of what is your reality? What is what you're seeing real? Is what you're hearing real? Is what you're feeling real? Is what you're smelling real? And that's the fucking challenge in all of it. Is that where do you figure it out? How do you figure it out? Um, how do you be you? Like, who do you know who you are if what you experience is false? And it can really fuck with you.
Everything I've done has led me to this place.
We've come so far, not far enough. Say it. You are ready. Tell them.
In Senua's saga Hellblade 2, we tell the second part of the story of Senua, a Celtic warrior who, like Eddie, has experiences of psychosis, seeing the world in a unique way and existing in a reality unshared by others. At a surface level, this manifests for Senua in seeing things that others don't, hearing things that others don't, and having unique beliefs about the world.
Hmm.
My name's Paul Fletcher. I'm a psychiatrist and a professor of neuroscience at the University of Cambridge, and I've been working with the Ninja Theory team on Hellblade and other projects for several years now. I am a clinical doctor, but have also added research and teaching to my role. And in all three areas, I'm especially interested in the human brain and how it strives to make sense of the world, which is complex and changing all the time.
The lake, like a mirror. You can see the
Senua, like many people, experiences psychosis. Now, psychosis is not a diagnosis, although it is associated with a number of medical and psychiatric conditions. But ultimately, it's a loose description of a shift in one's experience of reality.
What are you doing?
creeps of the dead.
There's something here.
They are not.
I need to find out what it is.
They are.
A person with psychosis might experience changes in their perceptions and their beliefs. For example, they might see or hear things that other people can't. And they might come to believe things that are quite uncharacteristic for them. For example, they might feel that somebody, perhaps somebody even very close to them, is intent on trying to harm them. Now, it's very important to remember that this is not just a vague feeling or an imagination.
It's a
To the
drive.
person, it feels like their reality, just
Yeah.
as everything around me feels
Guards
like
going to
my
be up
reality
constantly.
to me.
Can't trust them. Can't love
I,
them.
like many people, feel that in order to even begin to understand psychosis, we have to start with thinking about how the brain works in general, how it makes sense of the world around it. And when we do that, we're repeatedly confronted with evidence that actually it doesn't just rely on the evidence of our senses, but it actually relies on what it already knows, on its predictions, its anticipations, and its expectations.
I think it's important to note that as you're getting older, I was a victim of childhood abuse, and it was very hardcore. There's some very key dark moments in mine. And as you're growing up, obviously your brain is developing. You're having experiences that help you develop expectations of what it's going to be like growing up, what you're going to see, what you're going to interact with, who you're going to be, obviously. And so every individual's experience is going to be different. Mine had a darker stake in my foundation as a kid, and so for a long time, and it took me years to shake this off. At least I would say 10 to 12 years. I still haven't fully shaken it off, but I've made really good progress. Um, it shapes your reality, and when you realize that what you went through, especially if it was repressed for a long time, it shakes your foundation and it causes serious trust issues. Like in my part, full disclosure, I had trouble trusting women. I had trouble trusting people of a certain belief structure, and I had a lot of trouble trusting myself um, because I was under the impression I allowed myself to get into what happened to me. I allowed that to happen, even though I was a kid. The key people that impacted my life in a very negative way, it caused a very dark areas of my life, were female as a kid, and the other part is that these women were part of a belief structure that gave them, and they felt justified in what they were doing to me because of what they were taught growing up, what they believed that they had their belief structure to hide behind as a scapegoat to the abuse that they caused me. And so that shit goes deep, and it can form, and it takes the individual to realize, even sometimes it takes medication. And in this part, it's not psychosis so much because that's, you're hearing things, like they said, smelling things, and whatnot. But on my, with bipolar and the ADHD, it messes with my focus, obviously, with ADHD. And with the bipolar, my brain is chemically wired to cause mood swings, extreme heights of feeling great, godlike almost. That's a term I gave to my psychiatrist when they started talking to me about it. And very deep lows, which when I checked myself in for suicide watch for a few days, my childhood memories, my abuse, those repressed memories popped up. At the same time, I had the bipolar low that was like a perfect storm of this darkness in my brain and in my heart and in my confidence and in my reality. Who was I? Do I even deserve to be here? Um, and man, it is such a yin and yang to see a darkness, to pull yourself into the light of yourself, you know, the positivity. But it's still a lifelong struggle to deal with this stuff. And so I can only guess that with psychosis, it's even more brutal because just like I touched on earlier, the humans are programmed to see with their eyes, hear with their ears, rely on all your senses. And it's very hard for I would say common folk, so to speak, to discern that. But when you live a life of it, an example of abuse, when you live a life of abuse, you learn to discern who you going to trust, who can you trust, like as an individual, can you trust in general. Psychosis, different reality, obviously, because your senses are turning against you. And so anyway, just some key differences I wanted to note and kind of share my story as I always do.
Your voices.
Now, that might seem like a defect. After all, why would we want to rely on what we already know rather than what the world is telling us? But if we did act simply as passive receivers, we would be completely swamped. We'd be like a newborn infant trying to make sense of the colours and shapes without any way of having a framework to try and understand those colours and shapes. Our senses are bombarded with information from the world that's rapid, it's intensive,
Yeah, especially
it
with
is
social media.
noisy,
Ugh.
ambiguous, unreliable. And if we were try and make sense of that without imposing patterns and expectations, then it would be like trying to assemble a multi-dimensional jigsaw without knowing what the picture was on the box. Many of us think that the brain ultimately is an organ that makes predictions. It craves patterns and associations in order to make sense of the world. And without that, we are confronted with a feeling of uncertainty, of anxiety, of distress, even of fear.
They're calling. Something is drawing
Where do these predictions come from? Many of them are actually embedded in the structure of our brain, probably wired there by evolution. Many of them come from our earliest experiences as babies, trying to make sense of this new world that we're born into. Many come from our early childhood experiences, from what we learn from others and how we interact with others, from our parents, our teachers, our friends.
That's an interesting note on our ancestors. It's like survival turns into anxiety.
We all have a feeling that we're directly in contact with an objective reality, but it's probably the case that what we experience as our constructed model of the world is a blend of the evidence of our senses, but also what we are predicting or expecting from the world. So this blend exists in a very fine and delicate balance, and the weighting of that balance probably varies a great deal across different individuals. But crucially, this balance is what determines how we experience and interpret and act upon the world. And some of them are embedded in shared experiences with others, our society, our culture, our arts, even our religions and our mythologies. So for the most part, this works very well for us and enables us to make sense of the world, but it's also, being a delicate
I know,
balance,
right?
it can be shifted,
It's
and
very
it's very
pretty.
easy, even under the most normal day-to-day circumstances, to deviate from objective reality. A good example of this is the hollow mask illusion. All of us are familiar with a mask. We know that it depicts a face and that the inside is hollow.
Bro.
But when we see the mask rotating round
Look at that.
and we see the hollow side, there is a deeper prediction, probably embedded in our brain, that facial features tend not to be hollow, that they stick out. And this deeper prediction can override our knowledge that the mask is hollow and make us actually perceive
Dude,
the face as sticking out at us.
that's
Despite
fucking
what
trippy.
We know the deeper predictions will override this. So for me and many in my fields, perceptual illusions like this, which are very common, are really interesting because they tell us something fundamentally about how the brain is making sense of reality using its predictions.
That was such a great
But more
scene.
than that, for me, it's very interesting because it begins to give us a sense of how psychosis might begin to emerge. Psychosis is this experience of an altered internal construction of one's reality. And it seems feasible that this is dependent upon this balance I've talked about between predictions and evidence. And it is probably the case that some people tend to weight their predictions more heavily. This, in many circumstances, is advantageous because it means that they can discern patterns and associations that perhaps other people can't.
But it can
But
also
if
be
that balance
negative.
was shifted further by different circumstances, then it may well be that they begin to construct a reality that doesn't accord with the world around them. What might cause that shift? Well, a number of things. It could be caused by stress, sleep deprivation. It could be caused by illness, neurochemical disturbances. It's also the case that our experience will change how we predict things. So a very profound experience, for example, of trauma, could powerfully change the way in which we make predictions about the world and shift us from this delicate balance into a state of psychosis. In the case of Senua, we know that from an early age she was able to discern patterns and associations that perhaps other people couldn't. And on top of that, her childhood and adolescence had a number of traumas in it. Her father was abusive and he accused her of being the cause of evil and darkness. Her mother, who had the same capabilities as she did, was actually sacrificed for the same reason.
Yeah.
And in addition, her village was attacked by Vikings and her lover was brutally killed. And it's
Sorry, hold
possible
on a
that
minute.
all of these traumas would act on her natural tendencies to topple her into this psychotic experience that is depicted in Hellblade.
With every defeat, the dark rot will grow and soon it will take her soul.
In Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice, we find Senua discovering and understanding her experiences. They're relatively new to her, and the pain and torment feels at its most acute.
Headset's dying.
Having travelled to a new place, with a mind full of her trauma and Druth's stories of the Vikings, she embarks on a journey of coming to terms with what has happened in her life. Ultimately, rather than finding the unachievable certainty of rescuing Dillion, she achieves certainty in the realization that Dillion is gone forever. She learns to accept his death, and in turn, her experiences of psychosis.
Even in darkness, the wonder and the beauty of this world never leaves us. It is always there, waiting.
In Senua's saga, we find Senua at a different place on her physical and mental journey. Empowered with the sense that she has overcome her own darkness, she's now compelled to follow a new quest, to save her people from that same darkness.
You smell their fear.
He's here. Death is coming.
Look at the bones.
Death is coming.
Look at the bones. That's going to be you.
Nah.
That's going to be everyone.
In Sacrifice, Senua's psychosis is acute and all-consuming. She is preoccupied and absorbed by her experiences. To some extent, she is enveloped and enslaved by the darkness. She cannot ignore her voices and visions. She's totally committed to the quest within her altered reality. In Saga, there has been some resolution to this. There's no miracle recovery. She still experiences the voices and visions. She still has a changed reality. But the balance of power has shifted. She is the one who is able to be in control. She's able to resist and challenge the voices. She's able to make decisions that much more clearly reflect her own goals.
That's see again that shit hits home because of my own experiences coming up. You take the negative experiences, you take the good experiences, you take the negative experiences you learned from, and try to turn it into a positive experience and really develop your own character, see where you want to go in life. For the longest time, I wanted to be a father and a husband, but because my repressed memories hit so hard, and because I had a new journey I had to go through of self discovery and saving myself and all this and that, I had to make a life altering decision of not having kids. And my previous partner, you can just imagine, since we were both dead set on having kids and wanted to be parents, you can just imagine how much that interrupted the foundation that we built on as a couple. Um, Now, in the end, unfortunately, it didn't end up working out. But I learned from that, and unfortunately, it was a decision I had to make on my own, and really, go from there. Now, that wasn't the main cause of the rift in with my previous partner. There was other things at play, but it's the reason I bring that up is because those decisions, the things that can happen in your life, especially repressed memories, trauma, mental challenges such as psychosis, and mine ADHD and bipolar, um, they can affect your life in such a heavy way. Jobs, friends, marriage, family, everything, and it changes your goals. It changes. You take those experiences and you learn from them, and you realize that you want to go a different way. You need to go a different way, and you got to put yourself first in that regard. If you have a dedicated partner that's willing to help you and willing to be there for you and whatnot, and that's not to say my previous partner wasn't, um, but if you have a partner in your life that can do that, and they can adapt and be there for you. It's tough for partners, especially when you're bipolar or ADHD, because especially if they're not used to it. Um, it is such a fucking challenge for yourself. But you can only imagine having a partner or a mom or a father, sister, brother you're very close with, seeing you go through this. And they don't go through it themselves. They're only out on the outside looking at you, seeing what you're going through. And so it can be so fucking heavy and it can have such an impact on that stuff. It's crazy.
They see through your lies, and I will show them how to see as I do. I will not appease your gods. I will destroy them.
Man, the
And in
detail.
addition, in Saga, she is able to encompass the reality of others. She sees them for the constructions that they are, and she is able to interact with them. And I think that's a very powerful change and a very important area to explore.
That's very true. That's crazy.
They
You
have
can see at the
lost
core of people,
In
help
Saga,
them.
we've had the opportunity to explore the next phase of Senua's mental health journey. One where she's come to a place of understanding, but where she and us as creators have new challenges to overcome. Where Senua's belief system will clash with that of others. Her experiences will play out in the presence of people who don't share her perspective. And where she feels a new sense of power in being chosen for the quest, but also a new weakness, bowing underneath the weight of responsibility that sits on her shoulders.
This was such a creepy
In Saga, we
experience.
have once again utilized binaural audio to bring Senua's voices to life. Her furies still travel with her, but their tone has changed this time.
Yeah.
She continues to be haunted by her father, and she starts to feel the audio presence of Icelandic myth infecting her mind.
The sacrifice was very negative,
That voice. Something
very mocking,
you need to
but
go up there.
in
You need to find out.
Saga, the one we're playing, obviously,
Just find
they're more positive. They're more reinforcing of her.
To hear the
They
world of
still have their
Cinemas, we spend
negative,
time
but
with people with lived experiences of psychosis and also with Paul Fletcher. This made a strong basis of what it is to hear voices, what they say, how they sound, how they change or react to external stimulus, and this paired with all we learned from the first game, Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice, led us to create Senua's own sonic version of reality. To me, it's a privilege to sit in a room to play our game, and as we progress, hear their comments, thoughts, and suggestions. Each one provides a different perspective, and I find especially inspiring and humbling to hear from Eddie his own experiences. Especially, I find he has a way of putting very complex emotions, situations, in a very simple yet poetic way, and it's really inspiring for me when I'm thinking in Senua's journey. We use binaural audio to bring 3D space in the headphones. This allows to experience the voice hearing and other sounds with a physical sense. Also extremely important is the performance of the voices, and for that we have been collaborating with Helen and Abby, our Furies. They are the most prominent voices of Senua. The way we perform is important as well, allowing for freedom, movement, creative input from Helen and Abby, and also important to have with them conversation and spend time talking about the journey of our character.
you might notice that 3D mic they were using. If you're a fan of ASMR, which I am, I've got a few of my favorites. You you'll recognize that because some ASM artists, you'll see it in the video where they're talking around you, and you know, anyway, it's crazy how binaural audio is really, you know, peacocked out in the industry. It's crazy.
There is a lot of time gone into experimentation, so every sound in the game is connected in some way with the emotion that Senua is experiencing as she travels through Iceland, from the sounds of the nature to some of the musical moments.
The the weather effects and the audio
Be
from
honest
the
if you believe
environments
me or
is
not, I find that for me,
awesome.
something extremely important is to create a connection beyond the game. So in understanding Senua's own reality and going on a journey with her, I hope our players will understand better how people experience reality different, and in doing so, I feel we break those walls that keep us distant and lonely.
It really does. I mean, it helps me. It gives me a better understanding of the people that go through not quite what I go through, but
Sneak out. Follow them.
For Saga, in order to bring Senua's experiences of hallucinations to life, it was very important for us to listen to people's real lived experiences. It was then a case of thinking about how Senua's world and reality might look when faced with these types of examples. This would have been impossible without Paul Fletcher and amazing people like Eddie and Kathy, who've been so open and honest about what they have been and do go through on a day-to-day basis. I think it takes real strength to be able to talk about such personal things to a new group of people. On the visual side, we have lent into things like repeating fractal geometry shapes, cymatic patterns, with lighting and post-processing changes to all help reflect the current feelings of Senua. And hopefully, when combined with the audio and gameplay, the player will get a sense of what we are aiming to achieve.
it's important to note that as y'all are watching this, the audio is different than what's coming out of the actual game because it's filtered more into a stereoscopic, like 2 channels, when this one uses multiple. So it's kind of downgraded a bit, which sucks.
In Saga, we're telling a more nuanced story of the next step on her journey. One where she has found a greater balance, but where her experiences are just as strong. Where rather than being a victim to her experiences of psychosis, she is driven by them on a path that only she sees.
Oh, that's so strong.
Bringing sin with you. The gods cannot be killed.
One thing that I find very exciting in Saga is that there's an attempt to explore something that is really neglected in my field, which is the experience of a dual reality that some people have. People who have had Senua's types of experience have spoken to me about this feeling that they have their own reality, but they also recognize the reality that others experience, and it can be very confusing, it can be disorientating. And it's exciting to me that the game contains an explicit attempt to portray this experience of dual realities, and I think it'll be very interesting to see how people respond to that.
It's amazing what has been done and what's been portrayed. I think it's really difficult to turn words into what other people might be seeing, but I think I'm always blown away by what Ninja Theory come up with for their games, and I'm really stunned at the quality of the things that she sees and the sounds of the voices that she has. I think they're pretty realistic.
I didn't see who that was. She's a member of the staff, obviously, but
I hope that the game will help people who maybe don't understand psychosis or don't know very much about it to start with. I think by experiencing some of what they will do in the game, I think it brings to life a little bit of what it's like to have psychosis. And I think hopefully people will learn from it.
Now I'm working as a peer support worker, and what that means is that in my case, in the job that I have in my role, it means that I go to see my people, to see my peers. We talk about how things have been. The way that Hellblade has captured the experience of psychosis is nothing like I've ever seen before in terms of its realism, in terms of its fairness to people like me.
Another strong point. Man, you could see it in his eyes. I mean, there was some medication help that's being reflected in his stare, but Paul's seen some shit, man. I mean, oh God, I can't even begin to imagine what his journey is like. But anyway, y'all, thank you for hanging out through that. I enjoy stuff like that because it is always just fantastic to see how games are made. We're about to wrap up here, but excuse me, my voice is killing me. But it's the Hellblade series. Again, it hits home for me. It's such a strong, recognizable journey and fight for somebody, either for themselves, like in the first one, or to take what they've experienced and help others in the second one, just like what has happened here in the second one as we play it. I'm getting confused and awkward as happens. But it's such a hell of an experience, a Hellblade of an experience, if you will. And I hope y'all have enjoyed it. It's a great way to cap this off, especially here on the playlist as we wrap up the story. But and again, speaking of relative goals and whatnot, one goal I have set is to get my very first platinum on PlayStation after 10 years. Go, so to speak. Or go figure. I think my ADHD actually kind of figures into that because I jump from one story to another story to another story. I've even mentioned several times when we're playing through games here on stream or in videos, I've had people ask about DLC. Are you going to do the DLC after finishing the story? And I've mentioned a few times that I'm going to try, but my focus and my shift just automatically goes to the next story. I'm a story addict, so to speak, and narrative and dialogue. I love action. I'm a big action guy, fighting games especially, but I grew up on books. I grew up on movies. I grew up on documentaries. I crave a good story and a good narrative, especially one that hits home like the Hellblade series does. So it's just been fucking amazing. But anyway, y'all listen, I hope you have a good weekend. We'll probably be back tomorrow with something. Halloween night, 7 p.m. Central, we're doing Silent Hill 2. We're going to continue that. We're going to go for a few hours. So that'll be, I think it's Thursday, October 31st. And I'm hoping we're going to have a good time. I'm going to have a little bit of a costume. Financially, I can't do a whole lot this year, but it's going to be really cool. So anyway, if I don't see y'all then, have a happy Halloween. Stay safe, stay sane. Remember, you're awesome, and never let the road say otherwise. I'll see you soon. Oh, also, big shout out to Terry. Sir, it's good to see you.